Good day, YouTube. It is December 1st, 2020. I'm going to do a quick video because I'm a little bit proud of my results. It's taken, 15 years to get here, but getting organized. The more organized I get, the more organized I want to be. So by accomplishing one thing, getting one thing more organized, easier to use, it just makes me want to get more organized with everything else. This is probably something that'll go on for the rest of my life, but I'm really enjoying doing projects when I have a little bit of room to work, where the tools that I'm using I have access to, but the tools that I don't need for that project are out of my hair. I don't have to, trip over them, if you will. So I've had this idea, since I bought this building, to have storage underneath the stairs that I built to access the upstairs area of the barn. And I finally have gotten to the point where I have everything on wheels and that I need on wheels, and have a really good place to put things that I don't use every day. I'm just going to give you some highlights of stuff, and just in case it sparks some ideas on your part. So that fiberglass cart's kind of a everyday project cart. I was painting on the golf cart, the red one. I got to cut and buff it. That's just a cart we use for that, and hopefully it doesn't get too much junk on it. This cabinet I bought at our local metal salvage place. It was actually brand new. Wasn't a scratch on it till I got it. And then I went to Harbor Freight and bought two of those inexpensive four-wheel carts and just screwed them to the underside of it. So it's got 8 wheels on it. It rolls around. It's not permanent. And inside that cabinet I put items. You can see a few things that are on the top that I have ordered online for a project in the present or the future. And I store them in there so I don't lose them. So anytime I get ready to do something, I go, I think I bought whatever for that project. It's in the cabinet, probably, hopefully. And sometimes I just need to go through here and go, oh yeah, I forgot about that stuff. So it's actually fairly full of different things, items mostly new, things I've bought for projects that I just haven't got to yet, but they're all here. They're organized fairly, and they're ready. My fuel station, whoops. I always keep that full of non-ethanol premium fuel. All my gas cans are on shelves. They're all full of regular gas. I play the gas rewards game at our local Safeway grocery store, where you can get up to $1 a gallon off your fuel, gas or diesel. Can't get non-ethanol there, but you can get everything else there. And I just actually played that game yesterday, so got my diesel truck full, and I saved $25 doing that. So I bought diesel for, $1.30 or so yesterday. How's that for saving money? On the shelf above, I keep my battery chargers there, or some of them anyway. I do have a drawer in my toolbox for battery chargers. I have lots. I like the old school chargers and the new school chargers, depending on what you're doing, right? Keep my portable heaters up there. I do have like 4 of them on that shelf. I do kind of collect portable heaters because I'm kind of a prepper, and there's a bigger heater, all propane, right there. This first, let's look right here. A couple, battery chargers. They're usually towards the outside, so I don't bury them too deep, because I do need those time to time. Now my torches, I used to keep those on, a cart, which they're still on a cart and tied down, but I had to keep them where I could get to them in case I needed it. Fast forward, when I was growing up at the house, we had enough hose on our torches to reach anywhere we needed to be, and so that's what I endeavored to do. I just bought enough hose, and it's tied way up there. I can go anywhere in the shop and use the torch without moving them. So that's how I got organized. And then I put everything on the wall so that I had quick access to them. All my brazing tips, rosebud, cutting tip, strikers, spare flints, etc., the tip cleaners, and then back in there some brazing rod and welding rod and goggles and garbage like that. So organized, I can get to everything, and it is so nice. I seem to have a collection of high lift jacks. Sorry about the lighting. So there's like 1, 2, 3. I got room for one more between the windows, but they're all hanging there. They're all easy access. I can get to them whenever I need them. And there we go. So coming back in here where it's going to be a little bit dark, I bought this 3-in-1 mill. Sorry, it's a little dirty, but mill and lathe and precision drill press. And I put it on one of these toolboxes that I got at Harbor Freight. This new Yukon series that they're carrying. Makes for a really nice roll around cabinet for keeping all your stuff organized and so forth, and putting the bigger items down below. Love this cart. I can roll it in and out. It's really good. And then way back there is my 3-in-1 sheet metal tool. It's a press brake and a roller and a shear all in one. Again, on a nice toolbox, and in the drawers, measuring devices and things and clamps and things that you would use with that tool. I don't use it very often, and it's buried back here in the back. My MIG welder, I try to keep it fairly accessible because I use it a lot. And then my sandblaster and my transmission jack for the lift. There's a taping cart here with paper and tape on it for taping off for painting and so forth. But when you don't need it, it's buried. The creeper and etc. Right now I'm working on a trailer project outside another speaker tower. If you're keeping up with my channel, you've probably seen that. I need to do a little better job, but this cart has my little benchtop press on it and my abrasive steel cutting machine, both the big one up on top and the smaller one down below, and then the plasma cutter is sitting out because we're actively using that. Need to build that trailer out a little longer, and that's probably a project we're going to start later today or tomorrow. Now for what I really want to show you. Did you ever have a tool that just is always in the way, but you need it, and when you need it, you need it? And in some cases I've had tools that just are sitting on the floor or they're buried somewhere, and yeah, I have them, but they're never in a good place, and I just simply don't use them because they're hard to get at and they're not mounted anywhere. If I mount them anywhere, they're going to be in my way. What the heck could I do? I'll show you what I did this week. I almost did a video on building it, but I decided not to. I'll just show you the aftermath. So I have taken all of those tools and put them on one wooden cart. I actually went to Harbor Freight to see if I could buy something in a cart, and I really couldn't, so I just built one. I just built it out of wood, and the idea is I've got all these tools that just sit around, unused for the most part, and buried for the most part, in my way constantly. And now I have them where I can use them, and I can take this whole cart and bury it under the stairs where we just were when I'm not using them. So let me show you some of the features and some of the stuff I have put on this cart. First of all, dun, 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 my antique grinders. If you've ever had an opportunity to get a real grinder, these very classic Black & Decker grinders, I have two basically the same different color. One might have been painted, I don't know. But they're fantastic grinders, and they'll outlast me, right? I don't have an anvil, but this is what I have for an anvil, a piece of railroad tie. And I've got it mounted right here on the corner so I can have access to it. This thing's been on the floor forever. I probably only used it twice in 10 years because I forget I have it. I go over to the vise and beat on stuff or whatever, but I have this here. Everything is mounted as good as I can to get everything on it and hopefully be able to use it with the idea if I have a big project where I need, for example, this to bend some flat bar or something, which is what this machine is. The handle's bolted right here so it doesn't get detached. All of the attachments, I have bolted down the leg right there. So that everything is with it. It doesn't get separated, okay? I've tried to line things up where I could use it as is, but say I had a big project to do. For example, down the road I want to build a foundry furnace. And I'll need to take some round or some flat stock and make round hoops out of it. And then to build the tools for getting the crucible in and out and so forth, I need that machine. If I have a lot of it to do, well, I'll just remove a grinder or something. It's maybe not perfect because I put a lot of stuff on here, but it is usable. It's at least pretty usable the way it is. If I need to do big or long-term projects, we'll just take some stuff off. Everything is just on with wood screws or lags. Okay, so let's spin this around because we put it on wheels so we can move it. So we talked about the anvil, and this is the flat bar deal that makes flat bar round. This is for rolling a round bar. Okay, it's brand new. Neither one of these tools have ever been used. I've had them longer than I've had this building. Spinning it on around. Here's my drill bit sharpener, which has just gotten buried, and my drill bits to sharpen are just piling up because my bench space is so limited. My welding table over there gets cluttered, and I clean it constantly. And then my bench here is kind of a mess, but I can clean that in 20 minutes. But it's just the way they get. Mounting a drill bit sharpener permanently on your bench when you probably only really need it a couple times a year, it's just a bad idea. That Black & Decker bandsaw, it's not for metal cutting, it's just for wood. In fact, I decided to clean it up a little bit yesterday when I was mounting it, and then the tires that run on the wheels were shot completely. They're gone. And so I ordered parts for it. So it'll be workable. I need to order some blades for it because they don't have them at Home Depot or anything. So got a bandsaw. It's folded down. We can use it anytime for cutting that little stuff. It's already set up. It's ready to roll. And just no belt sander, which I don't use anymore for doing wood, so it's just going to use it for whatever until it wears out. Had it forever. And then one more bench grinder. This kind of for light duty. It's got a real light wire wheel on it and a buffing wheel on it. But that whole grinder's pretty light duty. It may go by the wayside one of these days. And then at the end or in the middle here is a capacitor start motor with a buffing wheel on it. I used to do metal polishing when I was a kid with the same setup, and this thing will really haul. But I'm going to get some really good buffing wheels for that. This thing's I've tried to mount this thing a couple times in this building. It's never been in a convenient place. Here it is in a convenient place now. And then this doesn't have a switch on it. And I thought, well, instead of trying to wire a switch or something, I'll just go get a couple plug strips. So Harbor Freight sells these 4-foot long plug strips. They're actually a little more than 4 feet long, so I mounted it at an angle so it would fit on my 4-foot bench. I did make this 20 inches wide, maybe 21 inches wide at the top, and then 48 long. Then mounted that plug strip on it. I just put a hook here to hang the cord so it doesn't fall on the floor. And then this one here is switched. I actually glued it on with silicone and then put some tape on it yesterday to hold it there so it would dry. So it's probably dry. Now we can pull the tape. And then all I have to do is flip that switch to turn that buffer on. So that was easy enough, and it was a $3 deal. By the way, these plug strips are awesome. I think I have about 10 of them now, every place. I even have them in my vans for my DJ business. Got all my equipment plugged into them. One of them's got 2 in it. One of them just has 1. But they got a ton of outlets, and you can pick them up for about $19 with your 20% off. coupon, or coupon, as Ron White would say. So I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tools mounted on one cart that were scattered all over the place, and very, very difficult to use, if not impossible. And they were taking up room that they didn't need to take up. Now they're all on one cart. I can use them quickly. I can pull it out, use it, and put the cart away, and it's going to be awesome. So getting more organized, thought I'd share it with you. Gang, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Hit the thumbs up on the way out, and we'll catch you on the next video.